The Luck has only been back for one chapter now, and people have once again been throwing the word plot around like a football on Thanksgiving. The Blue Lock fans don't read allegations will never be a joke, and I stand by that. What's going on, everyone? My name is Animasu, and today we're going to be taking a look at Blue Lock chapter 289, titled Pig. If you enjoy staying up to date with Blue Lock or just want to support my channel, please click that subscribe button and drop any video ideas you have below. I also have a community Discord linked in the description, and there you can chat with me and other awesome fans of the series. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right back into the final moments of the Bastion Munich vs PXG match. This week's chapter starts off with isagi, yoichi, and Michael Kaiser aura farming with sweat running down their faces. Both players are mean-mugging Alexis Ness due to his previous fumble, and we even see Ness's crying face on a puzzle piece, which is cracked in half. Kaiser then even goes on to give Ness a friendly suggestion, which is, give up on football. To the surprise of nobody, Alexis Ness then begins to break down even further as he tries to stutter out his words. Clenching his fist while unable to even make eye contact, Alexis Ness tells Kaiser that he refuses to quit, even shouting it loudly while shaking and crying. Ness won't quit because he believes he has some sort of obligation to make Michael Kaiser the world's best, but his partner feels nothing of that degree for him. Looking off into the distance at all the other players on the pitch, Michael goes on to ask Ness if he even feels the heat of those fighting here. Ness takes on a confused look from this, resulting in Michael elaborating that every other player is radiating heat from risking their lives, giving their all in this battle of egos. While saying this, we see players like ITOSHI RIN and shidou ryusei watching from afar, with even igaguri crying on the bench being included. All of these players know what it's like to give it their all, utilizing their unique talents to create impact and alter their destiny. Putting his hands on his hips and leaning in closer, Michael Kaiser then remarks that there's no place in this battle for those who live for someone else. With a close-up of his face then showing how truly terrifying and hateful Kaiser looks, he continues on to tell Ness that bottom feeders without autonomy should fuck off and get lost. Those without individualized talent are nothing but trash. With one final deep cut into the soul of Ness, the poor guy just stands there in shock, once again struggling to spit out his words. Page 4 then even gives us a glowing close-up of his face as he cries out that he truly doesn't have a core reason to play the sport. He doubles down on his core reason for playing being to serve as a pawn for Kaiser's ascension. However, with his partner just laughing, Michael makes the realization that talking about this won't make Ness understand any better. He even goes on to clarify that he's no longer angry or upset with Alexis Ness. He just simply can't care for anyone who cannot keep up. Walking off into the light with his new partner, Kaiser tells Ness that he and Yoichi are currently innovating the future of football, and they don't have any use for uncreative traditionalist pigs. Alexis Ness is left completely shrouded in darkness as he just stands there in shock, as his partner won't even look in his direction. This horrible moment was sadly bound to happen considering Alexis Ness forgot his true passion for playing the sport, and instead developed full dependency on Kaiser's presence and praise. Without even a moment for mercy, the perspective changes to isagi yoichi, who's wiping off sweat while analyzing the situation. From what he can see, Alexis Ness is fully lagged behind with the rapidly changing field and is now viewed as useless. With players like Ryusei, Karasu, and Charles all side-eyeing this depressing breakdown, it's clear that nobody expects anything from Ness anymore, as in his current state without Kaiser, he's dead in the water. While saying this though, his eyes take on a unique design, being pitch black with white lines going up and across them. The emphasis on his eyes in this moment and the unique design make me question if this could be hinting at something more, but we'll just have to wait and see. For now, the perspective then mirrors over to PXG's side of things with ITOSHI RIN, who believes this to be the worst possible situation. All he wants to do is destroy and wreck his rival isagi yoichi, but if he tries, these impulses will easily be reversed and used against him for a counter. While staring down at his hand and having flashbacks of his childhood toys, ITOSHI RIN realizes that he must develop stronger destructive impulses in order to surpass his level. Then cursing under his breath, ITOSHI RIN begins to push back his hair and prepare himself to destroy amidst this stressful situation. With his eyes showing his tunnel vision on isagi yoichi, Rin says that he now must find an even more pleasurable way to destroy his rival and feel that heat. The match then restarts with kiyora throwing in the ball and Bastion Munich taking possession. Isagi begins the play by making a one-touch pass over to Michael Kaiser, who swiftly traps the ball with Zantetsu right at his back. Taking on a confused expression as he glances up though, ITOSHI RIN seems to have already adapted and is taking on a defensive role against isagi yoichi. Instead of rushing in to collide, Rin is instead keeping some distance between him and his opponent to keep a close guard. This allows him to avoid any easy counters while also blocking their passing course, which to Isagi makes it seem as if ITOSHI RIN has finally started using his brain to stop his plays. A giant crack then forms in the pitch from Isagi's perspective, as while rushing towards ITOSHI RIN, he realizes that this defensive change will reduce Kaiser's passing options, further isolating them both. With Zantetsu and Nanase both sprinting in for a press, Kaiser begins to actually look worried as they've stopped his movement and turned him into a sitting duck. Zantetsu then collides into the Emperor's back, attempting to shake his score, but with kiyora and Ryusei calling out in support, it seems as if Bastion Munich are also adapting to these changes. With even Kanasu jumping into the mix in order to stall Ryuchi, Kaiser realizes the downside of everyone clustering up like this. Isagi Yoichi will be left all by himself. We see exactly this taking place with ITOSHI RIN mimicking his every movement, as separating his rival from Kaiser was exactly what he's been waiting for. This entire plan was meant to make Yoichi ineffective, but with Rin obsessing a bit too much with Kaiser's struggle for possession, Isagi uses his moment to dash beyond the body and towards the box. No matter the situation, he knows what his job is and will do everything in his power to make it happen. Read the ever-adapting field, update the plans, and find the best possible way to the goal. With Kaiser also activating his metavision to sync with Yoichi, he too says that no matter the circumstances, they must become the optimal goal machines and achieve victory. With the two egoists being in perfect sync, Isagi begins to sprint off the ball with the hope of dodging ITOSHI RIN and getting open right in front of the goal. Kaiser on the other hand has realized that everyone currently is putting their full attention on him, so while activating his Predator Eye, he hopes to just find one instance, one gap to take. With Isagi faking left to then sprint past ITOSHI RIN, Kaiser finds his moment and uses a combination of Kaiser Impact and Predator Eye to beam the ball into the box. Everyone is quite literally either surrounding Kaiser or spread out across the pitch, and with the ball approaching Isagi Yoichi, only he and ITOSHI RIN remain in the box. With the ball approaching even closer, we see everyone take on shocked expressions as Isagi completely bypasses Rin as his rival's back remains turned. He even re-enters his 0 point while putting his full focus on receiving this pass. Is he and Kaiser's perfect design? While ITOSHI RIN's eye snaps back onto Isagi though, he goes, "That's it." Rin manages to read instinctively and turn on a dime, leaping into the air for a deflection of the Kaiser Impact Magnus Cross. Isagi and Kaiser are both left with shocked expressions, as the Destroyer's spikes come piercing up from the earth to destroy their connection. Not just any connection though, a brand new idea and chemical reaction they created on that moment. The final page of today's chapter shows ITOSHI RIN slouched over with his aura growing even more unstable and monstrous. Now the monsters are basically exploding like the gem cluster from Steven Universe, and the spikes of course are still there to top it all off. To make him even deadlier though as he licks his lips, ITOSHI RIN activates Predator Eye Visual Prowess while stating that he's found a new toy to play with. In the 11th hour, the genius Rin is mutated and adapted even further. Rin Itoshi, what is happening to you? With that being the end of chapter 289, you can luckily look forward to no break next week with the upcoming title for chapter 290 being Blue Bad Boy. Make sure to comment down below any thoughts or theories you have for what comes next, as I love reading them and having discussions with you all. With ITOSHI RIN now awakening Predator Eye, I also really wonder if he and Shidou are going to link up more or try for another chemical reaction, possibly with a Predator Eye pass. Also with PXG adapting to the Kaiser and Isagi combination, I expect Alexis Ness to be an unexpected piece that will still be utilized. Isagi seemed to make a realization when stating how his ability is dead in the water and how nobody would expect anything from him, so maybe he finds out a way to bring the magician back to life. With that sadly being the end of today's chapter overview though, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning into the channel. If you enjoy staying updated with the manga or just want to support me, please feel free to click that subscribe button and join my community Discord. There you can chat with me, other members of the community, and find people to play games with and so much more. I hope you go on to have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.